A question popped up on Discord, on BL's Discord. How would you make your ReeSabers react when hitting a block like pulsate to white and back? This person knows that it's time after cut or something, and it has to do with drivers, and that is correct. So right now I have already been playing around to make sure that I know what I'm talking about. So let me just undo this stuff so that I can show it afterwards. There we go, now it's undone. So as you can see, things that I can do. This person specifically wants the saber to flash white and back. You would get the saber that you want to flash. So let's say I want only the blade part here to flash to this color and then back. I'm gonna copy paste it. I'm gonna disable this one for now, which I don't want to see just for the sake of being able to do this. We can go here until it shows, so this would be more or less the value. Right now you don't see it just because there's transparency going on after it. I can just remove it, now you can see it. So this is just an issue with 129. So right now we go to drivers, we set the driver to TimeAfterCut, and here we have to create a new value. This value will just be the value where we have it showing, or the last value. So whenever the cut happens is here, and over the driver, or over the period of time of the driver, this is the last moment. So you would want this as the default values. And here you're gonna see that if I change this to these colors, the really dark, the really dark, doesn't show anything. But if I flip them around, you're gonna see that the value at the end is gonna be this one. That's the value after it's cut. So what we want is not anything to do with this. So this is for coloring. They say they want to have the driver flash to white and then just go backwards. So right now, let's define it as something like this. Let's actually go to 0.5. So what's gonna happen is it's gonna stay for a period and then it'll go back to normal. You can make this linear or constant, so it just instantly changes to that value whenever it gets to 0.5. But we're not doing that. We're gonna just leave it linear. The reason why I'm not leaving it like this is because it would only stay at maximum value, so maximum white, for whatever value this is, and then it would instantly just go to 0. You would just not see it, or you would see it for very, very little. You would see these moments, so you would see, come on, let me click the thing. You would see this and then just this. That's what would happen. So you would not want that. You would want some value or some time for it to be around. We can leave it at 80 or at 0.8. Now, the driver range works in seconds for this part. So let's say that I want it to be 0.5 seconds. So whenever I hit a block, this will happen for 0.5 seconds, and then after 0.5 seconds, if another block is hit, then it'll happen again. If it's not hit, then it won't happen. So I'm going to make sure that this is shown, and I want it to be just full on white. So right now it's red. I want it to be full on white, and I'm going to make it extremely white. So full white. It's like an actual flashbang just happening in front of your eyes. It's not gonna be nice. Okay, and then we go back and just show these, save, and what you will see is this. It's normal, and as you can see, because it's so fast, it just instantly goes down. So now let's make the value much lower, or much higher in this case. Let's get to the saber. Also change this to cull mode back, because I noticed that if it's front, it'll be on the back part of the saber, which means you won't see anything, as well as change the render key to 1 point above at the very least, so that it's going to be rendered above everything else. Even now it should be visible. Let's go to another. Let me change to a ranked map where there's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, sure, this works. We'll even go with Saber. Oh, that is slow. You can see the flashbang. And whenever the amount of time, the 0.5 seconds happens, it just goes back to normal. And this is how you would get it to flash white. Completely white. That's the idea that was asked. This is full white. You would not want this in your game. You would be completely flashbanged. Now, some things that you can do is that are just minimal is, instead of doing full white, you can go like this and like this, and even go as far as make it a vibrance value of 2, and make your where is it, your values of, yeah, these values would already change quite a bit. So let's give it a look. We're still with the same settings. So this is flashing brighter and not completely flashbanging you. You can also see in the side camera and back camera that it's also changing, if you can't really tell on the normal camera. You can see that the saber that is hitting all of the blocks at the same time, or in very short periods of time, is just brighter. And then the other one just stays much lower. this is a good example. You could do this, or you can, for example, do something like copying it over. I'm going to just hide it for now. And I'm going to show the star that I have. Save it. There's some values that are weird, I believe, but that's all good. So right now, this star that I have is showing as rainbow. I'm gonna add this as rainbow as well. I don't need the values to go all overboard, so I'm going to keep it like this. So this still has all of the values that I shown. And my star doesn't have anything besides opacity going lower whenever it's hitting a block. But so you would do time after cut, you would lower it. But there's no point in me doing this. But we can just go ahead and make sure that it's happening. And let's actually go and get the same curve as the saber. So here we go. We have the same values, same looking curve. So everything will happen exactly the same. Obviously, we can change that. That is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do linear. There we go. Time after cut. Time after cut. Yep. Paste. Again. Time after cut. Paste. Now you can see that I have my values to 1. And here is to 0.5. So you're going to see different things happening. And I'll even go forwards and make it so that the star stays for 2 seconds. And again, going to copy because I'm lazy. Lazy actually means optimized and faster when it comes to ReeSabers. Just copying, pasting is your best friend. For every single value, you can copy anything that it allows you to, and you can just paste it everywhere. Again, there we go. So the star itself is going to show as rainbow whenever it's hitting a block, and it's going to stay for 2 seconds. And the blade itself is going to go rainbow or rainbow because I have my hue scroll over here. Let's even change it to 2. And let's change this one to -2 so that they flip around. And there's more variance. So here we go. Time for rainbow. Oh, I forgot. It's fully white. Hold up. It's not supposed to be white. It needs to have color. Otherwise, it's just going to stay white. Saber. Material. I knew something was off. There we go. Now it's going to have glow and change to rainbow. As you can see, now we have a glowy mess happening. But you'll see whenever it gets faster that one of the sabers will be fully glowing, while the star glows for a little bit longer. And then the other saber is just fully glowing, which happens right here. As you can see, the star stays glowing for longer. There you go. This is what you can do. You can do layering and then change the cues, the render cues specifically, so that it's one higher. In this case, I have it here. It's one higher than the previous one, so that it's never going to overlay weirdly if you have depth right on, as well as you can have multiple parts of the saber just change color, or make it rainbow if you want. You can also change it for, where is it? You can change it for whenever you hit a specific velocity. You can change it for whenever you hit a specific swing per second, time dependence, everything that you see in here. Some fun types would be cuts per second, which is just how many notes you cut per second, the time before cut, time after cut, time after miss. So if you miss, your stuff goes rainbow. That would be pretty cool. And then you have, if your cut score is 115, it would go rainbow like the Mario star. That would be pretty interesting. That's some stuff that you can do. So there's all of your options. Overlay, just do it on the same thing, but remember to always use the opacity with some time before it goes to 0. Otherwise, it's just going instantly to 0 and you're not going to see much. Remember, driver range goes to 1 second. So it's this is seconds. And then the driver resistance means that it's going to hit, but it's going to take a little bit longer to increase and a little bit longer to just decrease. It's just going to smooth it out. And if you want colors, you can do it with this. That's about it. Goodbye. This person knows that it's time after cut or something, and it has to do with drivers, and that is correct. So right now I have already been playing around to make sure that I know what I'm talking about. So let me just undo this stuff so that I can show it afterwards.